Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hale Empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. Yes, indeedly I do. Last couple of talks I've had, I mentioned a show I've been watching, Everything's Gonna Be Alright, something like that. It's on the Hulu, and I get little Easter eggs and things, things that tell me if this, if I like the show, but sometimes I'll get a little special something to remind me that, yeah, okay, this is really in alignment to me. And the kid sleeps on the dude in the show sleeps on the couch at the end of the bed where his sisters sleep, and uses a blanket, and it has this pattern on it that I have in my tattoo. It's a common pattern. They use it for Phil, but I'm like, aw, that's what a nice synchronicity. I live my life by synchronicities and energy and vibes, and I've always believed in that stuff. And the older I get, it's just I get more evidence that supports my belief system, so I just kind of believe in it more. I like astronomy and astrology and geology, and I just love nature, all things nature, People think that there's rhyme and reason to it, that they got it all figured out. Nature's just always pulling tricks out of her hat. Just makes the most beautiful, beautiful things, and destructive things too, As above, so below. It ain't no different than us, y'all. We all have a shadow and a light side, It's how you look at things. Everything, even birth is a freaking horrific process if you think about it. It's very traumatic. It's a lot of pain involved, People are just like, oh, it's natural, so it doesn't take away from the freaking pain. And when your body goes into that kind of pain, it puts it does something to you. And I think about how many dudes never experience that kind of pain. I mean, most of the dudes are freaking wuss out. They get a cold and they're like in bed, whatever. But a lot of people really haven't really experienced true pain, I don't believe. I think most people haven't. But they're getting their chance, and the longer that you live on this earth, you can't avoid it. I mean, life is a painful experience. It's also very joyful too, and I had a kind of a realization this morning, that I'm worried, and it's hard, because I understand the importance of omitting fear from your energy field. Sometimes things just suck, Mom got up extra early this morning, and it doesn't matter if I'm ready or not. I got, things to do when Mom gets up, so I just went through the motions, and if I don't get a vibe that matches my heart, that matches my outside, because all this faking it till you make it, I don't like that. I just want to be joyful all the time, and sometimes things just suck, and so I feel like that resistance is caused dissonance in me, so it's just like I'm always trying to look for the silver lining, and I used to be much better at it when I was a little girl. I was just always so vigorous and gung-ho. What you doing? Can I help? Can I do that? Can I do it? Can I try? Did you catch any fish today? Always want to go on outings and always going on adventures, and it's like the older I get, I have been on so many outings and adventures, and it's just like I'm good with the memories, because now it's just like it's not fun to go through by myself anymore. I've done it for so many years. I was talking with Mom this morning, and I was sharing. I said, Mom, and it got me and the things that we shared got me into a line of thinking. I'll just skip up to the line of thinking because I didn't talk about this with Mom, but it did lead me to this thinking, is that she did the best that she could with what she had, and there's still deficits in me. So yeah, I wasn't held as a baby, and yeah, there were a lot of times that she chose her boyfriends and relationships and hooking up. chasing sensations and stuff than freaking hanging out with her kids. She was a single mom at 25, 24. So she wasn't done being a kid either. But anyway, so she just kind of drug us along, and things happened and whatnot, and everything that has happened is led me to where I am now, and I have no ill will or hard feelings about anything that has ever happened. I've released those low vibes. I've had to get rid of them because I've seen her. She had a lot of low vibes, and I've also seen her had a stroke when she was 38 years old. So now I know the importance of releasing and letting things go. See, in me, I feel freaking emotion. Being an empath sucks, man. I don't know why people think it's so freaking cute and trendy and it ain't freaking rad all the time, man. People lie all the time. People are constantly lying about who they are and what they are all the time. And it's these new shows that they have out there coming out, where there's like women or these people are intuitively reading people's thoughts, Yeah, that's how I feel. And it ain't all freaking great. It ain't all great what people actually what people actually are and what they actually are. It's not all freaking wonderful, And so, years of like me being excited about life and not being allowed to. I mean, I wasn't allowed to, like, most of the time it was like, anytime I was around my father, it was just like, be still, don't do this, don't do that. I've never been able to be who I was until I moved here and I couldn't get a job. Because I don't know the right people. I didn't know anybody in the right places, and I couldn't get a job. So, and the rules and the games that people play, I'm not good at playing games. I'm just a direct, forthright human being, and in a society where there's nothing that is going to put you in the advantage acting like that, because everybody's shooting an angle and trying to sell somebody something, and it's all this nonsense. I don't fit in. So I'm not fun because I don't play games like that. So I couldn't get a job, so I got to hang out here. I got to learn to be quiet and to start learning more about astrology and, esoteric things and hanging out with Mom, and our relationship got freaking better than it's ever has been. I love her so much. She just adds a lot more to my life, man. I don't know what I would do without her, and if I would have freaking jumped ship and just gotten mad and hated her, when I was a kid for the stuff that happened when I was a kid, I'd be missing out on the good stuff now. So anyway, what I'm coming to find out is that, even winter's hard for me, and I'm active and I like being out, but I'm trying to save money too, and going out, freaking gas and everything costs money, and so you can't even go to an art show here in the park here in Oregon without having to be charged $5 at the gate, so they can pay the workers to put up the fence around the art show. It's just so stupid, man. It's like, anyway, so people like me, we fell through the cracks a long time ago. I barely made it, and I made it out through the cracks before, and, but everybody cares about a veteran, right? And everybody cares about elderly, right? And all these things, anyway. Sometimes, what I'm finding out is, like, like I've been doing art and making sure I meditate and stuff like that, because I get so frustrated because my life isn't how I wanted it to be. And that's why it's like, when I was little, I never grew up thinking about what I wanted my life to be when I grew up. I never wanted to get married, never wanted to have kids, do anything what everybody else told me I should do or want to do, like, because that's what they wanted to do or what did or whatever. I was just too busy living my life in the moment. And then when I grew up and, I was in corporate America and I freaking all that stuff. And then I came out here and couldn't get a job and then, couldn't leave Mom anyway. So it worked out hand in hand. I mean, is the biggest life lesson for me in all this is maintaining. Don't let the world jade me, and that's what happens is people get jaded. People get jaded, man. I'm 45, I'm gonna be 46, and yeah, things aren't how I want them to be necessarily. But you know what? They're not so bad. I get to hang out with my mom and my dogs and my cat, and every gotta gotta go to the grocery store and do things like that. And then when I go out, and what the realization, the hardest thing that I've come to terms with this last couple weeks is that I've been the negativity in the world. And between the negative and the positive and the negative is that anytime that I add toxic, I'm the negative into the world. So anyone I talk smack, anytime I'm just like a jerk, I'm scowling, whatever. Even if I'm doing it to someone that's a jerk, it don't matter. I'm still being the negative, and that's what I really have to focus on right now, is just being all nothing but positive. And I'm Aries, man. I ain't all freaking frilly and lovey and all that stuff. I ain't good at that. I'm not made to be. I'm like a very caring person. I'm not made to be a caregiver. There's all these things that, well, I thought I wasn't. You give me a flower, I love flowers, but I'll freaking wreck it, and somehow I'll drop it, I'll freaking get nervous, I'll freaking get a wilty, I'll do something, but I don't know. It's hard to stay positive, especially when I don't, it's like every day are the same, it's the same, and every day it's like, I guess it's more important if I find the gratitudes in anything, even if it's the same thing. Just I get to hang out with my dogs and my mom for something a little bit more, So, but it's also the faith in believing that this energy changes and that things always change. I just hope that I'm getting a little skittish and a little nervous in my old age, so it's like, I don't need no more freaking catastrophes, I don't know how many of those I can take. Any more high anxiety? It's a lot different when people come in. And you have family, you have relationships with people. People make things easier, softer, But I don't have a lot of people in my life right now, so we do the best they can and keep doing these videos, and hopefully soon I'll have some really positive things to start sharing, because I feel like I sound pretty redundant these days. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.